Welcome to an adventure into the exploration of becoming a leader. The purpose of this little journey is to discover who you are and to use that knowledge to empower yourself. My name is Andrea Gasparo, and I've been an educator for about 20 years now, well, 21 actually, and my passion is sharing history with young people, being a teacher, and helping people to discover who they are. Now, that was a discovery that took me a little bit of time to figure out. I had to go through a lot of soul searching to discover that what really makes me happy was being a leader for younger people. My hope here is that you will come away with some idea of what it means to be a leader and how you can use your unique qualities to make you the leader that the world needs. Thanks for joining me today. One of our first places to start is identifying and recognizing that leadership isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of situation for everyone. It looks unique depending on the person who we're looking up to. When we consider some great leaders of the past and today, we often will identify common qualities that perhaps we want to identify in ourselves or perhaps foster a deeper understanding of what those qualities look like. Those qualities can be just the idea of how they communicate with others, their ability to show empathy, their ability to identify problems and come up with solutions, as well as just showing how confident they are when they're talking to people. While we're going through this journey, in the comments below, I would love if you could share with me and with everyone else some qualities that you identified makes a good leader, and which quality you want to learn more about so that you can implement that into your life to make you a great leader. Also, since you're going down below to comment, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that we can continue this adventure into leadership. It's important to remember that a great leader is somebody who knows themselves, can solve problems, and works well with others. Great leaders understand their own strengths and how to make themselves valuable to other people. Now, someone that I admire from history is Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale was a British woman who lived between the years of 1820 and 1910. She is known as the Lady with the Lamp, which was a nickname gifted to her by invalid soldiers in hospitals. One thing was they recall that she was the lady at night who would walk around with a lantern checking on them while they rested and recovered. Florence Nightingale came from a middle-class British family, and it was very much expected that she would get married and have children and take care of her family. One thing that was not expected was that she would become a nurse. In the 1830s, when she was a teenager, nursing was not considered a respectable profession for a young lady. But very early on in her life, Florence knew that her calling in life was to care for the sick and the poor. She was very much passionate about this cause, so much so that she begged her father to allow her to travel to Germany in order to study at hospitals and learn how to be a nurse. She focused on the cleanliness of the environment, making sure that the patients had had nutritious food and that they were cared for very well. She was hired by the British military and sent to work in British hospitals in the War of 1854 that broke out in Constantinople. Now, the Doctors, the military doctors and the hospitals were not expecting the amount of injured and ill soldiers that came into their military hospital camps. And so 38 nurses plus Florence Nightingale were sent to help care for these patients. Those doctors did not like the idea of 39 women coming into their spaces. However, through determination and strength of character, Florence Nightingale and those other nurses were able to provide care for those soldiers in need by providing, like I said, nutritious food, cleanly areas, and because of their efforts, the death rate in those camps decreased from 40% to 2% while Florence Nightingale worked in that area. She continued to spread her knowledge by writing books and serving on hospital boards. And in 1860, Florence Nightingale was able to open up her own school that would allow her to teach safe nursing practices to others. After her death, the Red Cross created a Florence Nightingale medal that still to this day is awarded to excellent nurses across the world. Florence Nightingale, what an amazing leader. At a very young age, found her self-purpose, made sure that she was educated, and then fought so that she could better people's lives. And then didn't stop there. She opened up her own school to ensure that what she knew as right would continue to be spread across her country and throughout the world, of being a safe environment, creating a safe environment for patients in hospitals. That is an amazing leader. Now, the quality that she showed that I think is most admirable and kind of challenging is advocating for yourself. To tell your parents who have high expectations for you that maybe your life goals don't match what they see for you can be very challenging. But you have to be true to yourself. Florence understood that her goal in life was to care for others, even though society said that wasn't appropriate for a young lady in 1830. She knew what she could give to the world. And quite frankly, Florence, we are so grateful for everything you did. After identifying what advocacy is, I wanted to go and explain a little bit more about how you can start to advocate for yourself. Advocacy is speaking up for yourself when things aren't the way you like. Advocacy is speaking up for yourself when things aren't going the way you thought they should be going. Now, it could look like maybe at school. Things might be getting really challenging. When I was in school, math, not my favorite subject. So I oftentimes had to go and advocate for myself to get extra help. Maybe that looked like after school tutoring, or maybe I had to go to summer school, but I wasn't able to keep up with the pacing of the class and I knew I needed more time with it. So more frequently than not, I went to summer school so that I could truly understand the concepts that I was trying to learn. So advocating for myself was important. I couldn't wait until, the teacher recognized that I needed help. I mean, I was one student out of hundreds. In my high school, it was one student out of thousands. They weren't going to identify just me. I had to stand up for myself so that I could get the education I deserved. Another way that you might have to advocate for yourself at school is maybe you're in a class that's a little too easy for you. Now, I get it. There's nothing wrong with, cruising through school, but the purpose is to be educated. So if you're in a class that's a little too easy for yourself, talking to the teacher, talking to your counselors, hey, this course seems a little too simple. Is there a way I can get challenged? What else can I do to challenge myself in this course? I want to get everything I can out of it so that I'm educating myself, right? Those are things that you have to do to advocate for your education. You might have to advocate in society. Maybe there's a position you want at your, place of worship. There might be a opportunity for you to volunteer at something that can help you grow as a person, and you want to participate and join. You've got to go and talk to the person in charge and get involved. Those are ways that you can advocate for yourself in order to demonstrate that you have the potential to be a good leader. So, challenge for this week, how can you start advocating for yourself, whether at school or home or in your community? Let's start thinking about how we can become better leaders in the world that we exist in today. Well, as we continue our journey through discovering how to empower ourselves to become better leaders in the world, we're going to spend the next couple of weeks exploring what even is a leader, what are those qualities that make a great leader, and how can I become a leader? So please join me next week as we continue to look at different leadership styles and which one might fit me best. Thanks for joining me. Take care.